Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and it is still Thursday, July 15, 2021. People, we have to talk. I don't even know where to start. I have so much stuff on my little yellow notepad here I want to talk about. All right, anyway, look, post-market wrap-up, and so much happened today and is going to happen. Well, let's start off with the markets here. So, as I explained to you earlier in my morning report, it wasn't a great setup for the market today. Looking at the dollar, crude oil, 10-year yield was stable, yes, but the dollar was showing some strength, crude under a little pressure. So I'm sure you're not surprised at how the day played out. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished with a fractional gain, losses for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, and we got several rounds of more absolutely, off the Richter scale, abysmal economic news. This morning we got this, unemployment number, these first-time unemployment claims coming in at another 360,000. This is, like every single week. And and the spin is, again, it's always the same. It could be worse. It actually cannot be worse, really, is the truth. These are the numbers they're allowing us to know, and these are not real, and along with the other stuff that we're going to talk about in just a minute here. But let's stay with the markets just real quick. So, as I said, a mixed market today, really did nothing. NASDAQ took the biggest hit today, falling about 0.7%, no big deal. This market still remains, people, pretty close to record highs. I mean, we hit a series of record highs over the past few weeks. So maybe we'll get a pullback. I don't even think that's possible anymore, people. We don't get corrections. We don't get pullbacks. And when the market falls 400, 500, 600 points, I'm referring to the Dow, it gets bought up. It just gets bought up again. And we all know who's really the biggest player here. Not only is the Federal Reserve buying essentially all the debt, and I'm not just making this up, the Fed also has a trading desk. The New York Fed, look it up for yourself, open up a new window, has a trading desk. What do you think they do with their trading desk? I'm sure you could use your imagination here. But a trading desk is for trading. You understand? So they're in here propping up the markets as well. They're not just, rigging the debt market. They're rigging it all. Okay. So I think you all know that already. Anyway, the dollar strength today, okay, did put a cap on this market. Crude oil falling about 2%. Crude is now standing at almost $72 a barrel, 71 and change, 71.60. Jim Cramer, by the way, has called a top in crude oil. I'm here to say Jim is wrong. Okay, let's see how that plays out moving forward. Jim, I know you know me. I know you. We know some of the same people, Jim. Why don't you give me a call? Anyway, let us move forward here. Gold and silver today did okay. All right, gold put on a little gain, silver put on a little gain. Cryptos remain under pressure. Okay, whatever. That's the way it's going to go for a while. You all know that. I've covered this for you. And I'm not going to change my perspective. To me, until there's real regulation here in the United States, these are buying opportunities. Again, I'm not telling you you must own crypto. Okay, I'm just telling you how I feel about it. And you are, I'm sure, intelligent enough to make up your mind as to where you should be in this market. I mean, the biggest thing you need to do is understand the economic situation, the hyper bubble in debt, a market that makes no sense whatsoever, suppressed rates from here to eternity, and a Fed that's not going to stop. Let's cover some of that today, right now. I don't want this video to be too long. So here's some more economic news, and you tell me what you think about it. So we have this, came out earlier. Factory activity slowed sharply for the third consecutive month. I thought our economy was booming. Okay. U.S. manufacturing unexpectedly shrank in June. And let's move forward. U.S. industrial production disappoints. Duh. I mean, seriously, people, it's a duh. Okay, we are in an economic collapse. If it were not for the Federal Reserve propping up the markets right now, and the market were actually anywhere near a fair value, what is fair value? Let's talk about that for a moment. So, in my view, okay, fair value for the market right now is about 75% less than where it is. That's fair value, 75% less. So the market today is at least 75% overvalued. What would that mean for your investments on the long end if this market were to achieve a fair value? And I'm going to tell you something else. When that does happen, and it will, the market's going to overcorrect. It always does. So understand, we have a market in la-la land, actually beyond la-la land, 75% overvalued, and I'm probably being generous here. And it's only the Fed. It's suppressed rates, which have robbed the middle class blind, and are continuing to rob them blind, and will continue after what came out of the mouth of Yellowstone today. We had to hear from him testifying today, as well as our members of Congress literally want to lick this man's feet. Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Oh, we're so grateful. I mean, you can't make that up either. Anyway, so like I said, factory activity slowing sharply for 3 consecutive months. Manufacturing disappoints. Industrial production falling off of a cliff. Jim Cramer calling a top here in crude. If Jim is right, okay, and this is the top in crude, it's also the top for the stock market. But you see, he can't let you know that. But he's going to tell you to buy. Jim, you and me, dude, we got to have a little sit down. Let's talk a little further here. So we heard from Yellowstone Powell today. And this is what he said, quote, he is not concerned. Okay, we already understand he's not concerned about inflation. He already said it. Now, he said it again today, but with a little twist. Pay attention to the twist. Powell said he is not concerned with the rising cost of living because it is not widespread. In other words, he's trying to tell you that inflation is contained. Does that sound familiar to you, that word contained? It should, because that's what Ben Bernanke said with the subprime meltdown. So Yellowstone Powell, Fed chair, is trying to convince you that inflation is contained. It's not widespread, so he's not concerned about it. I want you to think about that. Now, this is also lovely. So we heard from a lovely creature from the Federal Reserve, Fed President Charles Evans. This man is another unhuman thing. All right, I want you to think about that. But this is what he said today. Very interesting. Jobs growth is slower than he and many members of the Federal Reserve had expected. Fed, economists who are always wrong or have an agenda in this case here. He went on to say that the Federal Reserve, pay attention, will continue to support the economy. So what does that mean? If he's saying that jobs growth is disappointing, okay, clearly it is, and the Fed is going to continue to support the economy, that means the Fed's going to continue to buy everything, buy it all. Our debt to GDP ratio is hyper-ballooning. Our economy is in free fall. Free fall. You understand? I think you know that. Now, speaking of Evans here, he went on to say this. This is just lovely, people. Inflation is going to eventually ease. Notice the word. He wants you to be patient. The guy's a multi-millionaire. Go look up his net worth, okay? Fed President Charles Evans. If you were a multi-millionaire, you probably wouldn't be too worried right now about what's going on here as well. But he wants you to be patient. You see, because your life gets dictated to you by rich people, okay? And he believes that, you're dog shit wrapped in cat shit, yeah. And stewed in cow puke. Anyway, people, look, you got the story. You know what's going on here. The lies and the propaganda about economic activity are going to continue to be shoved down your throat by CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, all of them. We are in an economic collapse. Okay, we have an economy in free fall, a government, which is really not the government, giving free money to whoever really wants it here, wondering why we have inflation. It's being created deliberately. Another $3.5 trillion in some kind of budget, which we don't have. So this empowers the Fed even more and devalues the currency. But Charles Evans, Fed President Evans, he wants you to be patient. He says inflation is just going to go away. It's going to go away. Do you believe him? Do you believe that he's telling you the truth? Or is he just another POS lying bastard? You just let me know, all right? People, this guy, and I mean this with all my heart, loves you, all right? And I am trying my darndest to keep you informed, to let you know what's really going on, but I need you. I need you to share my work. I really don't think I'm asking for too much. Please hit that thumbs up. It's right down here, and then share it. Get this out there. People need to know what's happening to them. I think they've already been lulled into a sense of some type of retardation process. They're all being dumbed down, but maybe we can do something. I don't know, but I need you to help me out. All right, people, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.